Today, I'm going to be showing you guys one of the most impressive condos I've seen in all of East Africa. Units inside this building start at 8.9 million Kenyan shillings. That works out to be around 69,000 US dollars. So I'm going to be showing you guys what 69,000 US dollars can buy you here in Kenya, and it's pretty insane. But first, Shalom, my name is No Limit Eddie. I am a 25-year-old American who has been traveling the world full-time for the last 4 years straight, and I'm documenting every moment of my journey right here on this YouTube channel. If that's not interesting to you, drop a like on today's video so YouTube recommends you more videos you'll love. Okay, so right here you actually have like a fountain, and normally it's on, but I'm recording this clip pretty early in the day. But it's nice because you have the relaxing sound of the water right as you're doing your work in this area. Yeah, so then this right here is like the workspace. Again, they normally do have cushions on these chairs, but again, I'm out here very early in the morning. Now, you have tons of spaces. You can like have a meal out here. You can bring your laptop, do some work out here. Like, it's a perfect place to work. And then, like I said, when the water fountain is going, you're hearing that in the background as you're working. It's nice. All right, so then here you have an outdoor kitchen, aka like a barbecue area. There's a ton of other amenities here, like a game room that has like ping pong and like air hockey, stuff like that. And there is a lounge as well, like a business lounge. But and a gym. But I wasn't able to film those because once I started filming this section, a security guard came over and stopped me from filming, even though there was no one else outside. They're just a little bit weird when it comes to cameras in Kenya. All right, so now we see right here they got the pool. Yeah, perfect size pool, perfect size pool. You guys see it from there all the way to here. They're saying that it goes to 1.5 meters. I'm not sure how big 1.5 meters is. If you guys know, let me know. Right, this area right here is also pretty cool. It's like a little set of swinging chairs, and I find this to be quite interesting. So we can sit in here. Well, I'm saying we think about me and my woman, but I can sit in here and swing. You know, this is kind of cool and get some sunlight. So yeah, I think I have some fun out here tomorrow. And like I said, the area is called Kileleshwa. What does that mean? I have no idea, but it means something. There's a little children's play area. One of the final amenities, I consider it an amenity, is actually an elevator. Now, the amenities are just the cherry on top. What you're really paying for is the area and the unit. I'll talk to you more about the area a bit later, but for now, let's take a tour of the unit. All right, so when you first walk into the house, the first door you see is actually the bathroom door. Now, when you come in, you of course have the toilet facing you immediately. Boom, right there. To the left, you have the toilet tissue holder. Right above the toilet, you actually have a window. Again, perfectly placed, right? You know, you want to air out the bathroom a little bit. You can just open this up and then you're good to go. And I like how the window is like kind of tinted or frosted, so that way like nobody's seeing in while you're either taking a shower or while you're using the bathroom. That could make for a very awkward moment if it wasn't, you know, like frosted. Now, one thing I find quite interesting has to do with the door to the bathroom itself. It actually has like a metal magnetic stopper. So you see right now it's slightly open, but let me push it. Now it's on, it's magnetized, so the door stays open this way. And there's a ton of those all throughout the house. Even for the entryway door, there's one right here. That's unique. They have this cool little basket right here where you can probably store like your facial care stuff, which I think is really cool. And then right here, you have this green plant. This green plant is like a part of the decoration for the entire apartment. Okay, but that's of course up to the owner of this unit to put whatever they want in there, but I think that's a cool touch. Here you have the sink. Underneath the sink, you have storage space, right? So you have a little cabinet where you can store some cleaning products and things like that. When it comes to the shower, here goes the shower itself. I'll be honest, it is a little bit of a smaller shower. If I'm being frank with you, this is a one-person shower, like, you know, and it's a little tight even for one person. Now they have glass right here on the outside and another piece of glass right here. The middle section is actually made from, well, it actually has a shower curtain. instead of a glass door. You have these switches, and this right here is for your water heater, so it does have hot water. Once you leave the bathroom, there's pretty much this little hallway walkway that you walk, and then you hit a left turn, and boom, you're inside the kitchen. Let's break it down. Starting right here, you have the stove, okay? So this is actually a gas range. You have 4 burners up here. They're all actually different sizes. So this burner actually receives gas from something underneath here. So you have one of these big gas containers, the same way it is in Egypt, the same way it is in Uganda, the same way it is in many other African countries. Above the oven, you have one of these. I don't know the exact. By the way, it's Eddie here. It's super loud. I'm in the airport right now, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick message. For those of you guys who are like, okay, I'm in the airport, like I said. How do you travel? How do you do the things that you're doing without ever talking about going to work, without ever talking about having to clock in or clock out for your job or have to ask for time off? Well, I created a free training. It's 10 minutes long, and it's in the description of my video. If you always wanted to know how to make money online, well, now is a really good time to learn. Click the link in my description and put your name and email in and watch the free training. Name for these, if you do know, let me know in the comment section below. You have some cabinet spaces here, so there's basically like 2 floating cabinets is what I believe they're called. Of course, the owner of this building decides to put, like, you know, their tea, coffee, you got salt right there, again with a green hanging plant. I think it's a very nice design. Okay, so boom, you have some little shelving there. Beneath that, you're going to have some outlets. All right, so you have one outlet here, and then this right here is how you connect. You turn this on in order to be able to use the oven, okay? Then right here, there's actually a light switch for a light, those lights that's underneath there. Let's go ahead and show you guys the counter space itself. You have, in essence, a quartz countertop. Nice sound, nice look, and it's pretty clean. Then right over here, you actually have the sink. And then you have a pretty big empty space here where you can probably put the dishes. So maybe you put your dirty dishes here, boom, then you wash them, boom, then you put them and store them away right there. All right, right above there, you have another window. Now this window right here is like, again, frosted or kind of tinted, so you cannot see out or in. I believe right behind here is actually the bathroom. So yeah. Now, for me, it is important to know where you have outlets. So you have 2 outlets right here. Okay, boom. And then right above that, you have your cabinet. This place does not have very much cabinet space that's like hanging up, but it does have a good amount beneath. So I'll show you guys that. Right beneath the sink, you actually have a good amount of cabinet space and even a set of drawers. Okay, so most of your space for your kitchen will be underneath the countertop. One thing you may have noticed is that there are 3 different switches right here. They all say water heater on there. I think they just actually put these covers on there, maybe because they bought them in bulk, because these have nothing to do with water heaters. Those switches there actually help to control like these items over here. Right, so right here you have the washing machine. This is just a washer, it's not a washer dryer combo. Above that, you actually have your oven. Okay, and then above the oven, you have another cabinet. Following through with the design, the green hanging plant. Again, I just think it's a nice touch. Now, they also have a microwave right here and then a fridge. This is bigger than a mini fridge, but smaller than a standard size fridge. And then outside the kitchen, you have like your entertainment area. They have the TV hung on a wall. There is a TV stand underneath the TV, of course, and it also has its very own Wi-Fi router. One thing I've learned from living on the continent for as many years as I have is that you always want to rent or buy a unit where you can have your very own personal Wi-Fi router inside the unit. The neighborhood that you're in basically can determine if you can get your own or not. So always be asking about that. Also, if you want to know a lot of other tips and tricks about living abroad, moving abroad, pick up a copy of my Ultimate African Relocation Guide. I put 4 years worth of knowledge that's going to help you go ahead and move from America over to the continent of Africa as seamlessly and as easy as possible. Pick up your copy now by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the very first link in today's video description. It has a really calming and relaxing wallpaper in here as well. It kind of just adds to the whole like wooden green plant aesthetic. Opposite of the entertainment area, you have your sitting area. Okay, so of course this is where they decided to put their couch. So they got their couch set up right there. a little nice coffee table, and a rug. You see the kitchen off here. You see the sitting area there. You can see glimpses of the entertainment area right over there. Okay, so this is what the kind of living room slash kitchen setup looks like. One thing you can see actually from the living room is these two window cutouts, which is nice. And it actually shows the inside of the bedroom. You start off right here. You have the bed. This is probably a king size bed. It's nice size altogether. Up top, you have two boom light posts right there, right above the bed. And you have another light boom right here off towards like the bottom third of the bed as well. Then when you decide to go ahead and boom, pop over this way, you are again seeing the glass that leads you out to the living room. Boom, right on there. Right above that, they decided to hang another one of those plants. And then you have a full body mirror right here. Again, keeping with the nice wood aesthetic. I like the whole aesthetic of this apartment, to be fair with you. On this side of the bed, which is the left side of the bed, you have a outlet. The cool thing is the light switches are actually right here. So you don't even have to get out of bed to turn the lights on or off in the room. Love that idea. So from this side of the room, you can actually see there is a window. The window is actually decently sized. So you have a way to get a lot of natural light and airflow into the apartment. The good thing is right behind this window, the one that really opens, there is a mosquito net. So that prevents the mosquitoes from coming on into your place. Good design feature there. Now up here you have the curtain rod, and then the curtain rod is actually covered by like plaster and stuff like that, so it makes it look more sightly. Really good idea. I like that a lot. So that way it just looks more seamless inside the apartment as a whole. They decided to hang another fake plant there. Then on the other wall of the room, you have this right here. This is a closet, guys. This is a closet, okay? Or you may want to call it a wardrobe. But this one is actually like built into the apartment. Like this is custom made for it, okay? So you have a whole wardrobe right here, which is nice. And then on this, you have an empty wall where they decided to go ahead and place the laundry dirty clothes bucket. That right there was the place. It was the property. I am now somewhere brand new, and there will be a tour of this place coming to my channel here very soon. But now let's talk about if that place was worth the money or not. Now, I told you I would tell you the price of this place and kind of give you a little more detail. Right now, you're looking at a price of $69,000 for a one-bedroom at Moon Valley Apartments. That is the name of this complex. The area that it's in is called Kileleshwa. This paragraph from Wikipedia perfectly describes it. It's a residential neighborhood in the city of Nairobi. It's around 3 miles away from the CBD, Central Business District. And as of now, it has a lot of high-rise buildings, as you saw, and it hosts mostly upper middle class segment of Nairobi residents. One thing I love about that whole complex was the amenities. I love the fact that there was a pool there. I love the gym, the game room, everything that came with the apartment as far as the amenities goes. The outdoor kitchen was super nice, right? Even a set of swinging chairs, I really enjoyed that too. There were some elements of the unit, the actual apartment itself, where I noticed things were not really put together as smoothly as it could have been, right? Whether it was some of the portion of the floorboard that was completely coming undone, whether there was some of the seams between the cabinet and the wall that was becoming, again, separated. There was the bathroom shower component where like the hole for the piping to come from the wall, it was just like as if they just took a hammer and cracked it versus like precision cutting it, right? Like there was some portion, some fits and finishes inside the apartment that, to me, if I was to pay 6 figures for a place, I would want it to be put together, at least, even if it wasn't with the most expensive material, put together in a way where it lasts, right? Because that's an investment for a lot of people. And the lowest price that I can find an apartment for was $69,000, basically 70 grand. But it goes up to around $270,000, right? There's like a 3-bedroom, even a 4-bedroom. And so if I'm paying nearly $300,000 for something, especially on the continent of Africa, I expect it to last, right? I want it to be something that's put together correctly. While the amenities were fantastic, I do think that the fits and the finishings inside the individual apartments may not have been the best. So would I personally have purchased a unit inside of that building? No, but I do believe there are other buildings like the one I'm in now where the fits and the finishings are significantly better. Okay, so that's my personal take on this matter. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, if you want to know how much $150 will rent you in the country of Egypt, check out this video.